Welcome to Free Arts Academy. This is our easy Halloween painting tutorial. Be sure to download your free stencils for this project. Use the link below to print these stencils before you begin. You'll need to start with a pencil and eraser. Take out your hill stencil and apply it a few inches above the bottom. Just trace this stencil. Very easy. Next, you'll trace your moon stencil, this simple little circle, place it in the sky wherever you like. We're going to put it on the right. Now let's add the church. Trace the middle portion as we have here, and there's going to be two more portions that you can trace separately for the other pieces of the building. Now let's use our jack-o'-lantern stencil in the lower right corner. In order to cut out the eyes and the mouth, we used an X-Acto knife. Next, we're going to add some gravestones, some grave markers to a few spots on the hill below the church and to the left of the jack-o'-lantern. This portion is optional. We decided to draw in another smaller pumpkin to the left of our big jack-o'-lantern. It's not going to have a face cut into it, it's just going to be another little pumpkin buddy next to the big jack-o'-lantern. Next, you'll need some very light yellow, and please use any small, flat, or round brush. We will be painting in the moon with light yellow. This is just the first layer, so just fill it in, don't worry about it too much, and just let it dry. Next, we're going to use deep dark blue, like you see here, to fill in the sky. And it may take a few layers, and we used a medium flat brush here so that we could get more paint on the canvas quicker, but also have the ability to create nice flat edges. For this next step, you will need burnt orange and a small flat brush. We're going to start filling in the smaller pumpkin if you chose to draw one. Just fill that right in. You can kind of see the different sections drawn in pencil, and that's all right, because for this next portion we will use a teeny tiny brush in dark brown to outline those sections. Use leaf green or light green to paint this pumpkin stem. Next, we'll get a dark green by mixing brown into some leaf green, and we will paint the entirety of the hill. It may take a few layers to stop seeing the canvas through the paint. Now it's time to let your painting dry before moving on. Paint the jack-o'-lantern bright orange using a small or medium flat brush. You can use some of this bright orange to add some highlight to the smaller pumpkin to the left. Use a leaf green or a light green to paint this pumpkin stem. It may take a few layers. Paint the gravestones gray using a small flat brush. Paint the middle portion of the church medium gray. Add a bit of black paint using vertical brush strokes before the paint dries. It will end up looking streaky, and that's okay. Now we'll paint the front portions of the church with medium gray, and we'll add white as a highlight before the paint dries. Paint the doorway black. Paint the cutout pieces of the pumpkin face with black. Outline the church using black. Be sure to outline the gravestones too. Paint the moon with light yellow and layer it with white before the paint dries. Again, before the paint dries, dot in some gold and silver using a small round brush to add quick craters to the moon. Outline the segments of the pumpkin using brown and a liner brush. Once the black paint has dried, outline the cutouts from the jack-o'-lantern with yellow ochre. When you're done with that, paint the grass deep green again if needed to get even coverage so that you don't see the canvas poking through the paint. Before the paint dries, add a bit of black as a shadow to the graves, the building, and the pumpkins. For this next optional step, use this motion while you're trying to paint the blades of grass. This portion is optional. You can create blades of grass in a few areas on the hill using the motion we just taught you. If you want these blades of grass to stand out a little more, use leaf green on top of the dark green as we have here. It's okay if the paint's not dry yet. Mix green with a bit of gold or yellow and add it here as a highlight. paint smaller doorways in the front of the church using the method we used before and black paint. Use a small liner brush to outline the moon with a lighter blue. This adds glow. For this next step, use a small round brush with a nice point to it, like this. We will use silver paint and carefully dot in stars across the sky. You can also add stars carefully and quickly using this method. You will end up getting paint on your fingers, but it's quick, easy, and kind of fun. You can keep the building as you have it, or if you like, as we did, you can change it into a church by adding a cross to the top of the building. We created this cross in black and then we dragged through some silver paint so it looks like it's shining in the moon's glow. Let's switch gears here and grab a tiny liner brush in brown. We can add some lines to the pumpkin stems. They can be wiggly and wavy lines. It's just meant to show that it's tendrily vine-like material. Next, we use the same liner brush and black paint to outline a few things. This helps to create depth quickly, and we ended up using a wash of black paint, which is black paint with just a little bit of water in it to thin it out so that we can trace things easily. Using the same teeny tiny liner brush and some black paint. Make sure the gravestones are dry here, but we added some inscriptions to the gravestones. If you can believe it, we were trying to write little like RIP and people's names and dates and such, but it was too small. So it ends up looking like wiggly lines, and that's okay. It gives the hint of text. Great work! You finished! Thanks for joining us for this spooky Halloween painting tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this.